Welcome back to More Malls to the People. My name is Åsa Nilsson, and I am your host. Today, I come to you from Houston, Texas. I'm sitting in my sister's kitchen, and Thomas and I have just spent several hours starting the death cleaning process again. And it feels good. It feels really good to be here. Got to be honest, not loving KLM Airlines right now. Still waiting on our luggage. We do not have any clothes to wear. We are borrowing clothes so that we can go out and about. And it's, it makes you realize how much you really don't need, but still how frustrating it is to have. We're really sorry for the inconvenience, but we'll do the best we can to get back to you as soon as possible. Yeah. Imagine running your business saying something like that. Like, is that even like the blatant disregard for somebody else's belongings that they were responsible for taking care of, getting to me? Yeah, it shows how skewed we have become, that we just have to sit quietly and wait for them to maybe locate my piece of luggage someplace in the world. So, but whatever, who cares? It's clothes. It's clothes. So thank you. Thank you for being here. It's been a while. And like I told you before, I'm going to be doing these episodes once a month. And now that we are here for 6 weeks, it's going to be tough for me to do an episode in the beginning of December. So it's probably going to be about a week late in December. But if you can imagine, it's been 2 years since I started More Moss to the People, the podcast, on November 11th. 2 years have passed since I started down this path with my friend Kumail, who helps me every time to make the episodes come into your ears without having all the background noise. And he cleans up whatever is all the sundry noises, right? I don't edit my videos at all. As far as taking anything out, I don't care if there's mistakes or if there's people who are cursing, whatever. That's life. That's life. And that's what I signed up for. And that's what I also coming back to now at this 2-year point of like, am I still proud of what I'm doing? Am I still happy with the project of creating the movement? Hold on 1 second, because there's going to be some noise here. Okay. So my sister is just walking in the door. So there may be an edit on this video. So 2 years, right? I started this when I said that I had guests, that they were invited on to show up exactly as they were. Don't you put on a mask. Please don't put on a mask, because people will feel it. People will know if you're not really being true, if you're just kind of like speaking to speak because you want to increase like another area where you can potentially get in front of somebody else's audience. I mean, I understand people want to build their businesses. I get that, but that really isn't the point of More Moss to the People. It is, who are you? Tell me who you are, because I love to meet cool and interesting people. And am I still doing that? I mean, to reflect on how has this journey been now that I'm doing it only once a month. I am inviting people when I feel called to invite somebody. I've had a request for people to, like, hey, what about this person? What about this person? Right? I'm like, no, I'll decide who I want on, because it's personal, it's private, and it's intimate for me. And it takes my time and energy and effort to like get up and do this, right? Like creating a podcast doesn't just come out of nowhere, right? It's a lot of work and a lot of effort that comes into it. And so I have to love it. And I'm questioning more and more, do I still love it? Am I in love with the podcast? Am I in love with my guests? Definitely, for sure. I can answer that, like, no question. I've become less loving of it, I guess. I guess that's what I want to say. And that's not loving of it, but it's more of, why am I doing it? what's the purpose? What's the point of me doing podcast episodes? Because I'm paying to speak to you. That's, I mean, if you call a spade, that's what's going on here, right? And I'm like, why? Because we want to get the message out. What's the message? The message of, you know what, we don't have to be like everybody else. We don't have to do life like everybody else. We don't have to stand in queue behind everybody else. But is it mattering? Is the podcast episode mattering to you? Does this matter? Because I'm not looking to have humongous audiences. I'm not looking to do that. That was never my intention. I always said, if I have one person listening to my podcast episodes that get what it is that we're saying and what we're talking about, and when I share my guests, and if somebody says, wow, that person, their story was so beautiful, and, you know, they were so gracious with their heart, and they shared their soul with us, and like I said, you can feel it. You can feel it. I can feel it. And this past year, since November 11th last year, where I did my gratitude for the year, you know, first year episode, my anniversary episode, I thanked all my previous guests. And I want to do that this year right now too. There haven't been that many this year. I want to thank my mother, Åsa Nilsson, the matriarch of my family, who was on twice, which was terrific. Alexis Yamakowski, love her. Kate Visconti, thank you. Therese Eriksson, love, love, love. Angela Klimek Santos, my sister-in-law, love her. Diane Campbell, my God, what a gem. Erica Söderberg. I mean, she and I have gotten even closer and closer, and now I'm a part of her co-working community. It's so beautiful. Lily Statzer, one of my best girlfriends, Angela's daughter, Lily, the one who was a model and working as a waitress. And she's just also started a jewelry line, and she's like 21, amazing. Tammy Folds and Jeff Orr, two beautiful, beautiful souls, my friends in Canada, working also with grief and death and estate clearing and end of life epic party planning. So fun. Joanne Higa, my sweet, sweet friend, Joanne Higa. You know, if somebody isn't my friend before they get on my podcast, they're my friend afterwards. And I hope that you can feel the love that I put into doing this for you. So, what are some things that I have discovered this past year? It's getting easier and easier and easier, of course, like to create the show notes and to do the documentation and get the pictures and doing, I mean, like the administrative part of it is like we got it down. We've got it down. It's been 2 years, and we certainly know how to do, like, how to update and how to do little snippets and how to update the audience so that they know what's coming and who's going to be the guest or whatever. But I'm definitely looking at doing some different fun things. Kind of feel like I've gotten a little bit routined with it, and it's not like it kind of, I think I want to, like, just try something different, do some new things with it, like be more playful with it. And I'm so thankful that I've discovered that Swedish Death Cleaning is my jam. I mean, it makes me happy to help people with Swedish death cleaning, to help them declutter their body, mind, soul, and home, to do life coaching and death coaching. I mean, it's, who would have known that this past year would look like this? I had no idea. I had no idea. And this is the thing about life, right? You know, we think that we've got everything. I got the plan. I know what's going on here. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, I'm going to be honest as hell with you. You know that. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow. No clue. Because if something happens to my mother, pivot, pivot. I'm off. I'm off. I'm gone. I'm gone. I got to go. Got to go take care of my mom. Yeah. And this is the thing where when you get so fixed and you get so set in your ways that you think it's got to look this way, you lose a lot of opportunities, lose a lot of insight into what could possibly be, and not remaining open, which is, I'm working on that. I'm working on paying attention to the constriction instead of like, where am I feeling super expansive right now? And this is the thing with this year, right? Now I have, we retired Thomas out of the school, and he is working with me, and we're having such a beautiful time. It is so good to work with him and to have him by my side and to travel with me across the world, to be able to be here in Houston, Texas, to help 3 beautiful clients. And it takes a lot of coordination to be able to have 2 family members leaving a home at the same time for a long amount of time. But so far it's been 5 days, and it feels really good. But it did take a good bit of coordination. So that was it's worth it. It's worth it right now for us to experience this. And it has felt really good to start collaborating with some new business partners and realizing that I don't have to do this all by myself. Kamal and I were like, he does his part, I do my part, but then I'm like, but I have all this content. And now that I'm not putting out so many new episodes, I have all these beautiful episodes that I've already done, and I never like do anything else with them. Once I put out the episode, I never talk about them anymore. I never like bring them back up again. I never like put it back out in front of you, the audience, because of course everybody doesn't have the time to listen to an episode. So maybe I can come back around. And so I have this great new guy working with me whom I love, and he's so sweet. His name is Robin Rastini, and he is in Gothenburg. Amazing young gentleman who is doing wonderful things and working with his team on editing the videos together, putting blurbs together and making it look nice. I mean, it's just fun trying new things and figuring out. I'm like, well, how do I want to market myself, the brand of More Moss to the people, the brand, right? Which, if we're talking about business now, the brand of More Moss to the people, that it was like the umbrella that started with the podcast. And when I was figuring out for the first year how to do the podcast, I really wasn't doing a lot of work, and as far as paid work. And so it became that like my podcast became my work. And so I put so much energy and effort into making sure we had great guests and everything sounded good and looked good and was put out professionally. And because it matters. I mean, to me, I don't want to do something half-assed. I want it to look good, and I want it to feel good and sound good in your ear, or when you sit here and watch me on YouTube. By the way, this is a drawing of Emma, what's her name? Watson, I think. And this was done by my friend Marcus Gunnarsson, and I'll tag him in the show notes because extremely gifted, and you can buy his artwork off of Instagram. And he is a friend of the family and a wonderful guy. And he also drew the episode for my mother's episode, the first one, the matriarch of the family, Tammy Nilsson. It's a drawing of her from when she was the day before we were moving to America. So that was a long time ago. But the number of downloads and the number of people who like give me feedback or talk to me about what they're understanding, it's an honor. It's an absolute honor that there have been so many people that feel like they can make the time and take the time to listen. And 51% of my audience still from the beginning is in the USA. And 22% are in Sweden, which I thought was interesting, because then we have a lot of other countries that have like 4%, 2%, but the biggest majority are obviously in USA and Sweden. So I think that's kind of interesting. And you can get all this kind of data depending on how you upload your podcast, where you upload your podcast. So yeah, that's fun. It's fun. And it's good to see, it's good to learn. And I'm learning more about myself. I'm learning more about what makes me feel good and what makes me feel stressed. Like I don't want to be signing up for adding stress in my life. That goes against what I stand for. That goes against the entire premise of More Moss to the People, right? That does, like, I want to slow down. I want to have a nice life. I want to relax. I want to be with people that I love and work with people that are wanting the help. Like, when I have a hand out and say, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready now to do this work with you. And it's not me doing it for them. It's me doing it with them. And it just feels like there's a place in my life now where if I'm becoming more real, right? Not doing the performative dance, which I cannot stand. But if I'm just really thinking about who is the real me, what's the real me about, right? Like, what did I come here looking to find? What did I come here for to this place and space? What was I coming here to start a podcast for? And that was to share my heart, to share my voice, to share my love, to share my passions with the world in a way that I really wouldn't be able to in any other way. But then coming back to the question of, do I need to pay people to listen to me? Do I want to pay people to listen to me? Do I want to continue doing this? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Nothing's written in stone. I can change my mind. I can maybe start doing an episode once a week again, or I can stop doing them altogether. I don't know. I don't know. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you feel you get out of these podcast episodes. Do you get anything? I hope so. I hope so. So now I say thank you for your heart. Thank you for your listening ear. Thank you for your contemplative mind and taking in what it is that I share with you, and hopefully think about your own life and know that this person in front of you in your ear right now is somebody who cares. That you do matter. We all matter. And it's really good to share our voices and our hearts with other people, however that looks, whatever that looks like for you. And I am so thankful to all of my guests this past year and the past 2 years. It's an honor. It's an honor to share the space with them, honor to share them with you. And we'll see how this is going to look going forward. But I wanted to say happy anniversary to More Moss to the People. Stay along for the ride. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.